Welcome to your Entrepreneur Resources Show. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Venice, your host, and here at your Entrepreneur Resources, we discover no-fluff action steps to help you avoid all the overwhelm and all the BS out there, connecting you with the right mentors, resources, and tools, helping you every step of the way on your entrepreneurial journey. We go live here twice a week, interviewing different entrepreneurs and experts in all areas of business. So make sure to join our Facebook group and look out for the events inside your Entrepreneur Resources Show. And with the page, you can find all the links in the description box. So today, I have a very special guest with me. It is Katie. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me on. I really appreciate it.
For sure, absolutely. So Katie is the founder of Exceptional Beginnings Coaching, which is a transformational coaching service for female business owners. So in this interview with Katie, we're going to be discussing goal settings for success to help move your business towards your vision and your goals. So I'm super excited to chat with you, Katie. But before we dive in, I would love for you to share more about your business and your journey with us. Start wherever you want to start.
Okay, so I'll probably take you back. About maybe just over 10 years ago. Basically, my background is corporate. So I worked in sales, marketing, and business development. I worked for a long time for Xerox, based in the UK, but I looked after their business. The last job I did, I looked after their business development program for the UK and Ireland, and then I helped roll that out worldwide. So it was really, really good fun. I absolutely loved it. However, I do suffer with bipolar, which is a mental health condition. And with the challenges that brought me, I was ready to leave the corporate environment. And I did so about 10, 11 years ago. And that's where my kind of entrepreneurial journey began. So I started off just doing consultancy, pretty much for similar type of IT companies. And I love doing that. But what I found was being an entrepreneur who worked at home, I found it very lonely. And so my business was called Exceptional Marketing at the time. So I had a marketing consultancy. And then what I decided to do was set up a networking group for women and mums in business. And that was called Exceptional Mumpreneurs. So every month I would meet up in different locations with female entrepreneurs. And we had this wonderful, wonderful monthly meeting where we'd learn, normally I'd run a workshop, but quite often, we'd go around the room and talk about our own shared experiences of entrepreneurship. And that was really fantastic. So I did that. And then about 3 and a bit years ago, maybe a little bit longer now, I did my life coaching and business coaching qualifications. So with the Chartered Institute of Personal Development. So I did my coaching qualifications and leadership qualifications. And it's from there that I became a coach. And what's quite interesting is I guess throughout my career, whether that's corporate or when I've been working for myself, I've always naturally coached people. So it was really just an extension of what I did. So my business now is called Exceptional Beginnings. There's a quote by Lezu which talks about, what if I can't remember it off the top. It's something like, trust and believe in the magic of new beginnings. And I love that. He was a big philosopher, and I love that. And that's why I called it Exceptional Beginnings. But yeah, I absolutely love being a coach. And I love the transformation that's possible with people's lives and businesses. And that's what I love doing.
That's amazing. I love your journey. You have so much experience. I feel like this conversation is going to be super long, but we're going to try to keep it short.
Yeah, of course.
What do you think? I know the main topic that we're going to discuss today is about goal setting, but at the same time, I want to get just a quick, feedback from you about business, because I know that nowadays so many people are coaches, and it's there's so many resources out there as well, and that's why we've got your Entrepreneur Resources helping people overcome all the overwhelm and all the information overload. What do you think is the biggest lesson or the biggest action step you would give someone that's about to start their coaching business?
I think the biggest advice I would give is to make sure that as a new coach that you have got a coach. I think it's really, really important to have an experienced business coach, excuse me, and or life coach, excuse me. I think that's so valuable. I think from an accountability perspective, from someone who's pushing you forward to someone who's giving you different aspects of it. I think as a coach, I think if you're promoting the benefits of coaching and you're trying to get new clients, for you to not have a coach, it doesn't, it's not congruent with what you're kind of teaching. So I'm very lucky. I've got a coach who's based in Bali, which is incredible. He's a business coach. He's been wonderful. He's been really instrumental in moving my business forward in the last couple of months. But also I have a lady who's a relationship coach, who I am working with on past traumas and moving forward and stuff. So what I try and do is have like a coach for every part of my life. And I think that's really helped me to move my life forward.
Actually, that's incredible. I love that. I think that, like I said, a lot of people might not get relationship or any kind of aspect and can, you know, guide you in the right direction without all the like detours and all the mistakes that you might like run into otherwise. So yeah.
The other thing I'd like to just say is that, you know, like coaching is quite an unregulated industry. And, you know, the lovely thing I love about your business is you're trying to gather together a set of resources from reputable people. And I think that's very powerful, because we need to know where to get the right information from, and that's, you know, and who to talk to, the right people who are qualified, experienced, knowledgeable. I think that's really, really important. There are a lot of charlatans out there who are peddling, you know, oh, you can have a 6-figure business in 3 months and you can do this and you can do that. But the reality of it is you need reputable people to guide you on your journey.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Thank you for talking about my business and loving it. I do enjoy, you know, yeah, directing people to the right resources. I think it's so important. And like what you said, you know, there are just like a lot of different people out there that might, you know, like be, I wouldn't say like scamming per se, but, you know, like they might not have the experience that they say and just kind of false promises, and we don't want that. So 100%. Yeah. So talking about that, about, you know, like reaching your goals and all of that, and coming back to the topic we're going to discuss today, I know that you have, you know, your kids, you've got like a very busy life. How do you balance between, you know, like your work and your life and your kids and just like being a mom and all the different like doing houseworks and just all of that? How do you balance that?
I must say it's a challenge. It's a challenge, and the juggle and the struggle is real. I think what I do is I'm very good at time management. So I tend to wake up very early in the morning. So I try and get ahead of the game. So first thing in the morning, I have a real structured morning routine, do the same thing every morning. I get up, have a cup of coffee, do my social media, you know, post for the day, do what I need to do for the day, check my emails, do all of those kind of things, jump in the shower. You know, it's the same routine every day. And what I find is if I get up before my children, then I tend to get ahead of the day in an easier way. And obviously at the moment it's incredibly hard because we're on lockdown in the UK, based in the UK, and we're on lockdown. So at the moment, you know, I'm homeschooling and working, and doing all the other washing, cooking, cleaning, the whole works. I'm a single parent as well, so it does provide challenges. But I think the most important thing and advice that I would give to people is to really just lower your expectations of yourself and the people around you, but also, you know, really look at where you're spending your time, and just try and balance it out. You know, what I've found is that, you know, I can either work or I can either homeschool. the doing the both together is impossible. It's impossible. My daughter's 5, my son's 9. My 5-year-old needs all my attention. So yeah, those are the things that I've kind of learned.
Definitely. So when it comes to goal setting, I know that you have done incredible things in your life, and just every part of your business journey. What do you think is what tips that you would give to the audience about goal setting? Like how to set yourself up for success with your goals?
I think stepping back a bit, you know, I think the reality is that if you do not set goals, the likelihood is that you're not going to get on that road to success. All of the, whether it's, you know, Olympians, you know, famous people, you know, business leaders, entrepreneurs, whatever, that all those successful people have goals and they set goals regularly. And I think that's incredibly important. I found a quote which I really love by a very famous entrepreneur and marketeer called Seth Godin. And it said, the people who get things done, who lead and grow and who make an impact, those people have goals. And I think that's really powerful. The process of setting goals is a very simple one, and you would have heard, I'm sure, on numerous occasions the idea of SMART goals. So that's let me make sure I'm getting it right. Specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, relevant, and time bound. So as long as you take your goals and you make them all those things, that they're detailed, they are understandable, you have real clarity, you have real detail in them. It's, you know, think of it as goal setting is a bit like, you know, like when you jump in a car and you don't know where you're going, and in effect, goal setting is like the sat nav in your car. So, you know, you're at point A, you want to get to point B, you set it in the sat nav, that's your goal. And then, you know, what you do is you meander through and you get yourself to your goal. The lovely thing about goal setting is that you get the opportunity to celebrate success. So what I find for people who don't set goals is they never really know when they've got to achieve anything because they've never set a goal. If you set a goal and you achieve it, which is obviously the plan, then suddenly you've got that opportunity to really celebrate that goal. And I think that's really important. We should always celebrate the small wins as we go along. So yeah, I would definitely say that.
Agree.
I think that's really, really important. I think SMART goals are essential. I think what I personally do is I set 3 goals per month. And then I break those 3 goals down again into 3 different, you know, tasks that need to be done. And then I take the tasks and then I build them into my diary in terms of time to get those things done. So I know at the end of that month that I'm going to do it. I've done a 10-year plan, which I did last September. I've also done a year plan. And I find those things really important to help us look forward, to plan where we're going. You know, nothing ever happens looking in the rear view mirror. You know, the time for reflection is all well and good, but the reality is the way you move forward is through goals and goal setting. So yeah, I think that's really, you know, exactly what I would suggest.
100%. I love that. Especially the part where you talked about celebrating. I think that is so important. And people, you know, like when we were back in school, right? Like in high school or even like primary school, we had like exams, we had assignments. And during that time, you know, like the teacher would be like, okay, so we've got our midterm or our end of term, I don't know, like depends on the country, but the different exams that come up. And once you finish them, you feel that sense of satisfaction. You want to celebrate. You want to go and like hang out with your friends and just like, you know, like do whatever kids do and just enjoy.
Yeah, because
whereas like as an
adult, we don't get to do that kind of thing. You know, like I don't know how do you celebrate when you achieve a goal that you've been looking to do?
I think I would just have a glass of wine and allow myself to sit on my couch and be a couch potato. That is
Yeah.
like the way that I'm like, okay, I should just like relax. But it's hard because we're always on. As entrepreneurs, we're always, like
Yes.
our brains are always running. We always have ideas. We kind of even feel guilty for taking that moment to relax. And like that's why goal setting is so important. Once you reach that goal, you then feel like, okay, I've like actually done it, and maybe I've even done it ahead of the time that I had planned, and now I can truly sit down, relax, go out, do whatever you want, and celebrate. So I love that.
Big time. I think it's really important. I always play a song by Alicia Keys, This Girl Is on Fire. So when
Yes,
I,
yes.
yeah, so when I have a good day or get a new client or things go well, I always play that. And I think it's just a way of acknowledging the achievement, and it makes me feel good.
Absolutely. So for your goals, do you write them down in a planner, or do you like do it digitally? Do you use sticky notes? What's like your system?
So personally, mine is paper and pen. I have done digitally in the past, but I'm a big lover. I'm a journal writer and things like that, so I really like that. I've come across a company called Mellow Doodles, which is a great little company. She's UK based, and she does something called, I don't know where it's disappeared to. Wait 1 second. She does something called the 3-4-5 pad. So I'll just show you here. I really like this. This is very simple. I think you can see it. It's called the 3-4-5 pad. So it's basically 3 goals, 4 achievements, and 5 gratitude pieces. So
Yeah.
how I approach it is at the beginning of each month, I will write my goals for that month. Normally I do it in maybe in advance of that. And I'll do it. I've probably planned out about 6 months worth of now. And then, like I say, I break that down into tasks and then assign that into my diary. But every day I check in with myself. Where am I at? What do I need to do? What do I need to alter? How do I need to approach this differently? I think accountability is really good. I think if you're part of a mastermind group or or you've got a coach, which I would highly recommend, I would, make your monthly goals, give them to your coach or your mastermind group for an accountability so that they can check in with you and they can give you, a kick up the bum if you need it, or they can just give you the encouragement to say, well done, you've achieved those goals. So I think that's really good. Accountability is a really, really interesting and very, very powerful tool.
Absolutely, I agree. And for me too, like I have a very amazing accountability partner. She was actually on the show earlier on, and
Lovely.
she's absolutely amazing. Like she holds me accountable, I hold her accountable, and that just allows me to not just in the way that I can reach my goals, but more like, have that support, know that someone out there is cheering you on, right? So that is
Yeah.
super, super important. I love
It's
that.
really, being an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, when you're on your own, it can be incredibly lonely and it can be hard. And sometimes you can get stuck. And I think where coaching and accountability partners and mastermind groups and networking groups, where the power of those is that you don't feel alone. You've always, as you quite rightly said, you've got that support. You've got people who are cheerleading you. And I think that throughout my career, whether that's been in corporate or working for myself, but it's even more important as an entrepreneur working for yourself. I think that it's really I found it incredibly important to really help me achieve what I want to achieve.
Yeah, definitely. I think like having tying in all of those together, mindset is definitely very important too. What would you like to say to the audience that's listening? How do we set ourselves mindset up for success, especially when, we're setting up the goals, like at the very beginning? How do we get into the zone to help us, achieve our success?
Wow, that's a big question. mindset is really, I mean, we could talk for hours on mindset, but mindset is where all the clever stuff happens. It's where, you know, having the right mindset will help you achieve your goals, will make you feel better, will make you approach life differently. I believe you can parent better. You can, you know, so as long as your mindset is set in a positive frame of mind, surround yourself with positive people. There's that phrase which, thing that basically says, you know, you're the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with. And the reality of that is really pick wisely who you surround yourself with. You know, get yourself around those people who want to level you up. You know, they say that, you know, if you hang around with 5 people who earn 20 grand, you're likely to earn 20 grand. If you hang around with 5 people who earn 100 grand, you're more likely to earn 100 grand. That's just the reality of life. So I think it's really, mindset's really important in terms of who you set yourself around, you know, who you're around. I think that's incredibly important to help you get the right mindset. What else would I say about mindset? I think gratitude is a huge one. I think it's very underplayed. Every night before I go to bed, I set 5 things that I'm grateful for on that day. Another one that's really not talked about that much, but I think it's more recently becoming into the public consciousness, is the value of sleep. I think sleep is incredibly underrated. I think if you can get solid sleep, I listened to a sleep expert in a podcast recently, and they said it doesn't matter how much sleep you get at night, as long as you get up in the morning at the same time and do your morning routine, that will set you up for the day. And I thought that was really powerful. I think people get obsessed with, oh my goodness, I need 7 hours sleep or 8 hours sleep. But the reality is it's more powerful to get up at the same time of day. So I think gratitude, sleep, I think surrounding yourself with the right kind of people is powerful for your mindset. What else would I say? Sleep, obviously exercise and nutrition. You know, these are incredible things that help set your body and mind up for to be the best entrepreneur that you can be.
Absolutely. I think ultimately every part, like you just dropped so many value bombs. I love everything that you just said. I think it's all about balance, right? Like, you know, like exercise, sleep, like, you know, like your health is so important. And a lot of entrepreneurs don't realize, I mean, they realize that they know that, but they don't practice it. People might be sitting in front of their computers for hours and hours on end instead of, you know, moving their bodies, instead of getting some sleep, relaxing. And I think that's why tying everything back in, that's why goal setting is so important, you know, like knowing what you want to achieve, do those and allow yourself to take a moment and celebrate those those achievements that you've done and, you know, like those goals that you've reached, instead of constantly being like piled under all your tasks and being stuck. Like 100%.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I think, you know, I think what works for me as well is I do almost 2 sets of goals. So I have like personal goals, things around myself and my kids and my home, and then, you know, my health. And then I have my business goals. So obviously my business goals are my main focus, but these personal goals are incredibly important to, you know, there's that phrase, isn't there, where you cannot pour from an empty cup, you know, meaning, you know, you need to be well in order to look after the other people in your life. You know, it's a bit like that analogy of, you know, when you're in on a plane and they say to you, you know, put your mask on first before you help other people. And I think I think that's a real powerful message, is that we really need to look after ourselves. I think self-care, self-love, really, really important things.
Absolutely. I love this conversation, but we do have to wrap up. You dropped so many like great tips and great strategies, and I love everything. For people that want to find you, where can they connect with you more?
Absolutely. So my business is so on my handle on Instagram is at Exceptional Beginnings Coaching. I'm on Facebook at Exceptional Beginnings. Please do hit me up. I'm on Facebook to find me personally, it's just / what is it? Katie.exceptional. So yeah, really look me up. I would love to hear from you. I've got some great programs coming up, and I love obviously doing the one-to-one coaching. So yeah, I would love to hear from people.
For sure. I'll put everything in the description box, so make sure to check those out. Thank you again for being on your Entrepreneur Resources show. We have our live interviews with experts here twice a week, so make sure to stay tuned and join our community on Facebook. Again, you can find all the links in the description box, and we have also started speed networking rooms on Clubhouse. The next one is going to be later on this week, so make sure to follow me on Clubhouse at Venice and come and say hi and chat with us. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and I will see you very soon. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you again, Katie.
Thank you.